Let us pray. O God, on the eve of the first day of classes, we pause to remember who is first and what is first in our lives. We are so grateful to be here together, above ground and not below it. We are so grateful for the exceptional experiences of orientation with new friends and new activities that mark an exciting new beginning of another academic year. Our pulses are racing with vibrant energy, wiggling nervousness, and anticipatory joy. Many of us are truly ecstatic and can't wait to get into the classroom or eat another meal at the Broadhead Center. Others are uncertain about their professors due to ratemyprofessor.com. Some still sit in shock about how they were even accepted into Duke, while others are surely confident that Duke made the right decision to accept them. Some wonder, will I get along with my roommate? Will I be accepted into that club? Will I fit in and make friends? Will I be smart enough? Help us all to know that we are enough, and we belong here, and we belong together in this new season. On the threshold of an unbelievable future, we are so grateful for those in our past and present who made it possible for us to be here. We recognize that we are not self-created, but have been supported by families, teachers, mentors, coaches, and friends all along the way. Thank you for their presence and wisdom throughout the years as we anticipate the earthly Duke blue cloud of witnesses who will cheer us on until we reach graduation day, the faculty, administrators, staff, and our peers. In the light of this hallowed basketball temple, Cameron Indoor Stadium, and under these championship banners, we are inspired to be champions, not just of basketball, but of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, goodness, understanding, and mutual respect. Let us be winners on and off the court. At the end of this orientation period, reorient us to what and who truly matters. Let us learn through numbers and letters, but let us burn in our hearts and be crazy like the Cameron Crazies for one another as we journey, learn, discover, and serve together. Shower us with wonder and awe through all that we will encounter and through all whom we will encounter, including this extraordinary class of 2030. Amen.
Good afternoon, President Price, Provost Gallimore, Deans Powery, Phillips, Bennett, Lynch, our faculty, administrators, and of course, our new Blue Devils. I'm Chen, Duke Student Government President, and I'm so excited to welcome you all to Duke. Congratulations on wrapping up an incredible week of experiential orientation. I remember being in your shoes 3 years ago, although mine were muddy, having come back from the Eno River with Project Change, which is now a relic of the past. Do I sound old? Like, can she graduate already? Jokes aside, this is such an exciting and inspiring time, and I am so thrilled for you. These next few years will be so transformative, especially in ways that you least expect. It certainly was for me. Duke has dared me to dream. It taught me what public policy was. It's brought me to Europe for fully funded AI policy research. It's given me the confidence and hope to run for student body president, to give back to our incredible village, which has helped me grow into myself and given me so much. Duke is a land of possibility, and y'all have big ambitions. Pursue them earnestly, but be open to the unexpected. Take that seemingly random class. Grab that meal with a new friend you're not super close with. At the same time, remember that none of us will and can do it alone. I chose Duke 4 years ago because even as an international student in Hong Kong on the other side of the world, the Alumni Association welcomed me with such open arms. More than 30 alumni had showed up on this random Sunday afternoon to this welcome party for admitted students, and safe to say, all of us there ended up at Duke. A high school mentor had told me that how the alumni treats you is a proxy for how the university treats you, and that certainly held true. Care is embedded into the very fabric of Duke's community, from our dorms designed for community to Duke conversation dinners with professors, and you'll find a chalk message on a stone pillar next to the entrance of Wu. You are loved. You always will be, especially at Duke. Carry that forward for those around you too. I've talked about the highs, then there are the lows. College can be hard, and it's important to realize that failures are an inevitable part of the journey. Freshman year hit me hard, especially as an international student used to a different academic system, and I got the worst grades I had ever gotten. But here I am still, standing on this podium 3 years later. So know that that bad grade will not define you. That failure will not define you. Instead, it'll push you to grow. You will be okay. College can be hard, and it will teach you so much about yourself, others, and the world. Things that you won't expect, realize, or even consider going in. So be open-minded, take it all in, and give yourself grace as you figure out this transition in this new big phase of your life. In a couple of semesters, you'll be in my shoes, shocked at how fast it's all flown by. So cherish it. Reflect on what your education really is for and how you'll shape Duke back. And somewhere along the way, when Duke feels bigger or harder than you expected, remember that pillar outside of Wu. You are loved. You belong here, and you never have to do this alone. Thank you, and welcome to Duke.
Good afternoon, class of 2030. As Provost and Chief Academic Officer, it is my great honor to formally open the 2026-27 academic year. This convocation is an important tradition at Duke. We are marking the beginning of a new year in the life of this university and welcoming you, our new undergraduate students, to our community. As we open the academic year together, I hope you will open your minds to learning about new ideas, points of view, and ways of thinking, even the ones that challenge you. A university like Duke is the perfect place to learn how to have a conversation with someone who may be very different from you, who may bring different perspectives and life experiences. I hope you will make the effort to seek out spaces for those discussions and learn how to listen and engage in good faith, and respond with an understanding of each person's humanity and value. Today and throughout your journey at Duke, you are surrounded by faculty, staff, and administrators who are invested in your success. We are here to teach you and challenge you, provide guidance and advice, help you navigate the many opportunities at Duke, and support you so that you can learn, grow, and thrive. This is your new academic home. We know you belong here, and we hope your sense of belonging increases every day. I am delighted to welcome you, the class of 2030, to this extraordinary university community. We value everything you bring to Duke, and we look forward to seeing the impact you will have here. I will now turn the program over to Kathy Phillips, Interim Dean and Senior Associate Dean of Undergraduate Admissions, for the presentation of the class.
Good afternoon. It's such an invigorating feeling to look out at all of you and to see Duke's future. For my colleagues in admissions and me, today is the culmination of weeks of travel away from home, hundreds of campus programs, tens of thousands of applications, all to bring in the best possible students to the Duke class of 2030. And here you are. As I thought about what I wanted to say today, I kept thinking of bridges. For those of you who, like me, may have a fear of bridges, don't be alarmed. While some of you did cross the George Washington, the Golden Gate, or the Sunshine Skyway to get here, the bridges I'm talking about aren't just literal. I'm also thinking about the figurative bridges many of you have crossed in your journey to Duke. Being the first person ever from your high school to attend Duke. Being the only person to come to Duke this year from Montana, North Dakota, West Virginia, or Wyoming, or crossing the Atlantic or Pacific Oceans as one of the students from 62 countries outside the United States in this year's class. You might also be the first in your family to attend college, or the first in your family to attend college in the United States, or even the first in a family of UNC grads to attend Duke. You might wonder what admissions saw in your application that led us to choose you out of the almost 62,000 students who applied this year. You are here because the admissions team saw in you someone who has already built bridges, maybe literal ones of the balsa wood kind, or metaphorical ones through founding or joining clubs that allow you to connect with others in your school or community. You are here because we saw in you the propensity for taking advantage of the inclusivity of Duke's QuadX residential experience to create connections, bridges, with classmates seemingly different from you. You are here because we trust you will take advantage of Duke's signature opportunities like Duke Engage or Study Abroad or Service Learning to bridge gaps between communities and cultures and countries. Some of you are here because you want to build literal bridges as civil engineers. You are also here because we saw in you someone who won't treat Duke simply as a bridge to cross quickly to get to what comes next, but rather as a journey itself worth enjoying. Today's convocation is part of a bridge you began crossing just over a week ago when you popped that trunk, said goodbye to your loved ones, and joined your new classmates for your orientation experience. Over the next 4 years, you'll become familiar with some of our favorite actual bridges: the Free Expression Bridge on Campus Drive near East Campus, the plaza between the Bryan Center and the Wu, and the Meyer Bridge, the iconic red bridge in the Duke Gardens. You'll also navigate the metaphorical bridge between childhood and adulthood, compromising with roommates, self-advocating with professors, honing skills for careers, learning to appreciate viewpoints different from your own, making friendships that will last a lifetime. You're here because we've already seen in you the intellect, initiative, and imagination needed to create a strong trust for the bridge your class will build to Duke's future. After all, as American scholar and writer Ralph Ellison said, education is all a matter of building bridges. I would like to invite Gary Bennett, Dean of Trinity College of Arts and Sciences, and Jerome Lynch, Vinnick Dean of Pratt School of Engineering, to please come forward. As Interim Dean of Undergraduate Admissions, or Bridge Tender, if you will, it is my honor to present to the two of you, to all the faculty, and to the entire Duke community, the Duke Class of 2030.
Trinity College of Arts and Sciences maintains our university's historic commitment to the liberal arts, and that's seen in our arts and sciences curriculum that's rooted in connections, curiosity, and humility. In the classroom and throughout their lives as undergraduates, our students have the opportunity to encounter a full range of perspectives, as you'll wrestle with so many of the vexing questions of our time. This is how we prepare our students to become the broad-minded and principled leaders of tomorrow. Having heard Associate Dean Phillips' introduction, I have great confidence that you are well qualified to pursue the course of study here at Duke. On behalf of the world-class faculty of the Trinity College of Arts and Sciences, I'm delighted to welcome you, class of 2030, to our vibrant university community.
Consistent with Duke University's founding principle of knowledge in service to society, the Pratt School of Engineering takes great pride in preparing our students to be fearless innovators who will solve tomorrow's most complex societal challenges. The experiences you'll have as Pratt students over the next 4 years will ensure you acquire deep technical competencies in topics ranging from genetic engineering to climate tech. You'll have the opportunity to put what you learn into practice from your very first day, beginning with first-year design and ending with capstone design projects before graduation. But most importantly, the rich range of experiences you will have outside of engineering will widen the apertures through which you view the world. They ensure you leave our campus as socially minded professionals with character traits that ensure you serve as tomorrow's technology leaders with principles that always advance the common good. I share Dean Bennett's great confidence in the qualifications of this class. On behalf of the faculty of the Pratt School of Engineering, I'm pleased to welcome each and every one of you to the class of 2030 here at Duke.
Good afternoon to the great class of 2030. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff, I am delighted to welcome you to Duke University. You have traveled from many different places to arrive at this moment, this convocation ceremony, marking the opening of the academic year for our new undergraduates. With this gathering, we're continuing a cherished tradition that dates back more than a century. Indeed, 100 years ago, Duke welcomed what was then its largest freshman class ever, approximately 650 students. Like you, they assembled to prepare for the beginning of the academic year. Among them were 2 young men from Ohio, Vernon Crozier and Charles Lake. For reasons unknown, they were in San Francisco when they decided to enroll at Duke. And according to the Duke Chronicle, Vernon and Charles hiked all the way to Durham, arriving with a few days to spare. Now, Google Maps estimates that journey would take about 43 days by foot, and that's with the assistance of a ferry. While I admire that level of dedication, I'll say I'm a little skeptical that this actually happened. Nevertheless, I hope that your own journey to Duke was considerably smoother and simpler. However you arrived here, and wherever you called home before today, we're thrilled that you are now here together at Duke. My personal journey to Durham also originated in California. I grew up in the LA area, did my undergraduate and graduate work in the Bay Area, and spent much of my adult life in Michigan and in Pennsylvania before coming to Duke. You see, I saved the best for last. But I assure you, I did not walk to Durham when I moved here. I did quickly come to appreciate that North Carolina has 4 truly distinct seasons. And that's what I'd like to talk with you about this afternoon. The many seasons and changes of weather that you'll encounter during your journey through Duke. You're already experiencing perhaps the most unmistakable season, a hot and humid southern summer. I won't speak for all the orientation leaders or other volunteers, but I think I'm still recovering from move-in this year. Even with some comforting cloud cover, it was much an exercise in hot yoga or weightlifting as it was a welcome ceremony. But before long, I assure you, this sweltering summer weather will give way to autumn. And in many ways, that season best symbolizes the beginning of your time at Duke. That's because autumn is a season of transition. As temperatures cool and the dew points drop, the air becomes crisp and inviting. The leaves turn brilliant shades of orange, yellow, and red before eventually falling away. It's a truly beautiful season, one that quietly reminds us that growth often begins with change. Fittingly, fall is one of the best times to plant seeds. The soil is still warm from the summer, and the cooler air provides ideal conditions for seeds to germinate and to take root. Your early days at Duke are much the same. This is a season for planting the seeds of the version of yourself who will graduate from Duke, when you will almost certainly be a very different person from the one sitting in this stadium today. Not because you abandoned who you are or where you came from, but because you discovered more about yourself, your capabilities, your interests, and your purpose. As you look around, you see new faces. You are already learning new routines and embracing newfound freedoms. You're also perhaps feeling a bit uncertain. Change often brings uncertainty. I urge you to embrace all that this season has to offer, including uncertainty. Nurture it. Invest in your community. Try things that are unfamiliar. Be open to connecting with new people, considering new perspectives, and challenging your assumptions about the world. Take full advantage of this new opportunity for learning and for growth. Now, as the fall transitions to winter, the daylight hours will shorten and the temperatures will turn colder here. You will encounter an occasional wintry mix, maybe even enough snow for building a snowman or maybe making snow angels on one of the quads. And those of you from the upper Midwest, you will marvel at how folks around here go bananas at even the prospect of a flake of snow. You'll see bread and milk fly off the grocery shelves. Now, by winter, Duke will feel more familiar to you. And most of the season, it's a time to retreat into the warmth of the indoors. The freshness of your transition from high school, it will eventually wear off. The novelty will fade. New routines will quickly become habits. Your exciting new beginning will give way to the quieter work, the work of becoming. But winter is not the absence of growth. In nature, a seed's most important work happens beneath the surface, before anyone can see it. Winter is the season that teaches us the true value of commitment and perseverance, making steady, quiet progress toward a larger goal. There will be times this year when your progress will feel difficult to measure. You may feel overwhelmed by your coursework or disappointed to fall short of your own expectations. It's very likely at some point you will have doubts about your direction, or change your mind about your destination, or run into roadblocks that lead to unexpected course changes or detours. That's okay. In fact, it's all a part of the process of learning, growing, and evolving. But even as you endure those challenging moments, much of your transformative growth will happen in a winter season, quietly and beneath the surface. And you will soon discover that the seeds you planted in the fall are maturing and growing stronger through knowledge and experience that you are gaining. When you have moments of doubt, just remember that spring will soon be upon us. And of course, there's basketball. Spring will arrive. And more than any other season, it symbolizes growth. It's when the seeds planted in the fall begin emerging from barren ground. The spring temperatures are pleasant, and after the relative dormancy of winter, it's a time to celebrate the outdoors again. You'll discover that Duke Gardens has the most spectacular displays of cherry blossoms, a particular point of pride. Spring is a fitting metaphor for that time when you begin to understand and to recognize the version of yourself you are becoming, like a plant emerging from the ground and beginning to bud. What was once growing beneath the ground now becomes visible. And it's a different campus because you are different. Your friends are different. Things look different in a new light. It's an exciting time, and not just because of spring break. Your confidence, it will grow, and that's good. That's what we want. But be aware that it may also tempt you to look ahead. Don't rush yourself. Be patient, stay focused, be present. In a world where distractions are all around us, patience and focus are becoming harder and harder to maintain. But I assure you, they are traits that will serve you well. So before getting too far ahead of yourself, just remember that even in the delightful days of spring, there are inconveniences and new challenges that we must overcome. For example, you will soon discover that in spring, the entire state of North Carolina turns a bright shade of yellowish green as pollen from our state's pine and hardwood trees blanket everything in sight. Cars, park benches, anything you leave outside, even for 2 minutes. Pollen's an essential part of our ecosystem. It enables plant reproduction and helps sustain agricultural crops that produce fruit and nuts. But many people, myself included, are allergic to it. That's another reminder that growth is not always comfortable. But before you know it, spring showers will wash away that pollen. Summer will arrive, and as the heat and the humidity return, summer will offer a chance to pause and reflect on how much you have grown and changed since you were sitting here today, hopefully listening to my speech. No one can say for certain what your world will look like by next summer, much less by the time you graduate from Duke. And notwithstanding the advances in meteorology, nobody can say for certain what weather we will enjoy or battle through on any given day. Every season is full of surprises. There are many gorgeous, sunny days in the middle of winter. And here in North Carolina, as you will discover, we can sometimes experience all 4 seasons in a single day. Your Duke experience, it will be like that. Not always predictable or proceeding according to a set timeline. But remember that those truly glorious days, those glorious rays of sunshine that streak through a cloud break, they can only happen in cloudy skies. And what I do know is this: if you embrace the changes in the weather, if you persevere and stay focused, if you take full advantage of the Duke experience, you will be as ready as you can be for whatever comes next in your lives. One last thing I want to leave you with today. Nobody likes feeling under the weather. And so I'll offer you the same advice I offer every incoming class, something all of us need to remember. The surest way to be our best is to get some rest. Step away from those screens. Make sure you get a good night's sleep and allow your body and your mind to recharge. Class of 2030, welcome. As you might say around here, you're all fixin' to have a heck of a ride. Enjoy the journey in every season. Thank you.
As we conclude this convocation, I ask you to join us in the time-honored tradition, the singing of the Alma Mater. Dear Old Duke, as it is now popularly known, was composed by Robert Henry James, a member of the Trinity class of 1924. He said he was inspired to write a song that would show his gratitude and devotion to his university. I hope that the words of the Alma Mater will ring true for you, not only during your years at Duke, but throughout your lives, and that your time at this place will inspire you ever to turn, indeed, to dear Old Duke. At this time, I ask you to follow along in the program as we prepare to sing the Alma Mater. The Duke Chorale members will sing the Alma Mater through once, after which we invite you to join us in singing it a second time. Please stand. And remain standing throughout the closing procession. Welcome to Duke.
Dear old Duke, thy name will sing. To thee our voices raise, will raise. To thee our anthems ring. In everlasting praise. And though on life's broad sea our fates may far us bear, we'll ever turn to thee, our alma mater dear. Dear old Duke, thy name will sing. To thee our voices raise, will raise. To thee our anthems ring. In everlasting praise. And though on life's broad sea our fates may far us bear, we'll ever turn to thee, our alma mater dear.